Okay, we're going to take the seats and the interior out of our truck today. We're back on our 87 S10 project. It's raining outside, or I would have the camera outside. I already unbolted the seats, make it a little faster. Now if I can just find somewhere to put all this stuff, I'll be fine. These were electric seats, that's why they got wires all attached to them. Had lumbar support and all that. I've got a different little project I want to put these in, so they're not going to go back. I've got a full bench seat like come out of one of these trucks originally. Take the carpet out of it next. Then I get all the tools and the bolts and stuff up before they won't get lost. Missing one somewhere. Oh well, we'll find it later. That's worse than I remember. Finding tools that I covered up. That's always a plus. I'll show you while we're actually doing what we're doing here. I patched it before, but they've been new holes up here. Pretty raunchy. But the next thing we gotta do is take this dash out. That's somewhere to sit you. I'm going to take the steering column out, the wiring harnesses and all that stuff, so we'll get started on that. Yank the steering column out of it. Which consists of two nuts up in this recess here that bolts it to the main frame of the dash. If you're not used to doing this kind of major tear down, it's best for you to bag and tag every nut, bolt, and screw. That way you know where it goes back whenever you put it back together. But I've had this truck apart so many times that the original bolts are not in the original place anyway, so it don't really matter. And we've got several plugs on top of the steering column, such as your windshield wipers, your headlight dimmer, a lot of stuff like that you have to unplug because all that stuff comes out with the steering column. I just unplugged the brake light switch to get it out of the way to keep from messing it. I guess I need to crawl under and see what's holding the boot to the firewall goes around it. kinds of weird noises happening. Okay, looks like there's two 13mm bolts, maybe more above it. Focus, camera. There you go. It's wanting to. There we go. Let me see if I can find something to remove those with. Yay! I think I just disconnected the shaft on the outside. Let's go see. Yep. Right there. That's a good thing. Now I'll unplug these hot wires. It should be ready to come the rest of the way out. I'll show you it out on the bench here in just a minute. Alright, we got her out on the bench. I'll show you a little bit about them. If I don't break the turn signal lever off first. You know, you turn your key, you would think that everything in here would start your car or truck or whatever. There's not. There's actually an arm that runs from the back of this down through here. It's right here. And that here's actually the main control module for your ignition. See the little arm moving there? Okay. We turn it over. The turn signal switch is actually in here. Because here's the wires running out for it. And your horn button and all that good stuff's in there. And I'm not sure, but sometimes brake lights will work through the steering column. That way it will interfere with the turn signal, you know. But this other little box down here that has this other arm running to it, right here, if I can get it to stay still, that's the dimmer switch. So if the dimmer switch ever goes bad, it's that little thing right there. Which looks like I've bent the crap out of one of the prongs on this one. But it can be straightened back, no biggie. It'll still work. But whenever you pull your lever on your turn signal for your dimmer switch, you see that down there moving? That's be the dimmer. Oh, I forgot to mention too, one of these wiring harnesses is for your windshield wipers, because on this particular model of vehicle, windshield wipers is there. And your washer is there. So, a lot of functions happen in the steering column itself. I gotta clean that up, that's nasty. Well, back to the dash. Alrighty, we got her dash unbolted. I didn't figure you wanted to watch me do that, rather. It took a while, and there's a lot of wires and stuff I had unhooked, and wire looms, and little bolts behind the dash back in here that holds the wires up to the dash, you know, on the back side. But I will kind of show you these. For anybody that's going to take one of these dashes out, there's one bolt here, it goes straight up. And there's one in here that goes to the brace that holds to the brake pedal. There's one in there. There's one under here, and one in the middle, and one on the very end over there in the same place this one is here, near this vent. Then up top, you've got one there and one there in each defroster. So that's the bolts that holds the dash in, the shell I should say. So I'll hand you over here, and I will try to wrestle this thing out here. Hopefully the wiring harness will stay up in there. so you can kind of get an idea of where it goes back. Looks like there's several things I forgot to unhook. Little clips and things. That is not wanting to cooperate. There we go. I'm going to do my very best to do away with a bunch of this stuff because this truck is not computerized anymore, but yet it still has a computer and all that stuff in it. There's the computer. For anybody that's got one of these trucks and needs to change a computer, it's right there. But I don't need all the computerized stuff because it don't have a computer anymore because it's carbureted V8S10. Go figure. There's a lot of stuff I don't need anymore. That's way too big. And watch this be way too little. Guarantee it. Or it could just be just right. This here houses the turn signal flasher and the hazard light flasher. And I think the door buzzer is even in this. Yeah, it used to be there. See, it even says buzzer. But many years ago, back when I was a little younger, that buzzer would get on my nerves. So I yanked her out like a lot of people do. And then every time I leave my headlights on, the battery would be dead because the buzzer wasn't there to remind me to turn them off. I always wondered what that was. Now I know. And it's free. It's free. It's not very good shape, but that's the only one I got. Go figure, right? And let's see what else we got. We got our heater box. Heater core is actually behind that thing, which is why nobody ever wants to change a heater core, because they're a pain to get to. Then we got our defrosters. Still got the little Walmart air fresheners. Haha, look at there. Anyway, I have yet to figure out how they get a vent that's this wide to a hole that's this size and it's welded in there. I don't know how. I tried to figure that out the other day on the other one I dismantled. Oh well. We'll figure it out in time, I guess. So I guess I'll start taking junk loose and I'll show you what I take loose after I get it out, because I'm sure you don't want to watch me just ratchet away on these bolts and stuff under here. So I'll update you in a bit.